Hi everyone, welcome back to Wrestling Fun with Father and Son. I'm Father Matt and this is Son.
Kai.
Dynamite exploded this week with a great match between Nick Jackson and Ray Phoenix. SCU's Scorpio reaches for the sky and Darby Allin enters in a body bag. But did Jon Moxley make him leave in one? This is the Explosive Elite Review. AEW 20th of the 11th 2019, Kai. Started off with Nick Jackson versus Ray Phoenix. What a match. This was incredible. This was a really good match, really high flying. You'd think that these two couldn't do like what they can do in a singles match because they're tag team wrestlers, but they put on a really good match. I don't want to say too much about the match because, to be honest, my recommendation is you need to go watch it because it was really, really good. Next, women's match, Britt Baker versus Akira Shida. Not going to say much because I'm not really high on the women's division in AEW, so I'm just going to say that Shida won. They're getting there, but there's a lot more work that needs to be done. Next, we had the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal, and the two remaining competitors at the end of this will go and have a match next week for this sort of Diamond AEW ring thing that they're sort of put into the stipulation of the match. It ended up being MJF and Adam Page because MJF, he kind of faked going through the ropes, or he went over the ropes and disappeared. He came back at the end, pulled out Jungle Boy, and he actually got the win. So he versus Adam Page had a bit of a brawl at the end as well and had to be pulled apart. Then we had Jericho come out with Jake Hager to do a promo announcement thing. He said that next week they're going to have a champion celebration, only for SCU to interrupt him. The Scorpio Sky.
And also he said he was Jericho said he was sorry, and Jake Hager actually said it.
Yeah, that's right. He said about last week's tantrum that he threw after the match. He'd been fined. He had to replace all the equipment. He couldn't himself say he was sorry, but Jake Hager said it for him. So Scorpio Sky come down with Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels. He came down and said about the first loss of Jericho, and he never meant to embarrass Jericho. In turn, baiting Jericho into a match. They've got a match next week for the AEW Championship, and then after the match there was a bit of a brawl because the Inner Circle came down. They handcuffed Daniels and Frankie Kazarian to the ropes, and there was a big, massive sort of attack, only for the Jurassic Express to come down, and they sort of like fended him off. And then next, Luchasaurus had a match against Peter Avalon. Luchasaurus went and won it very quickly. Then we had another tag team match, which was Santana and Ortiz versus the Pro Party. This was a quite good match as well, but it was the Private Party who got the win over Santana and Ortiz. Sammy Guevara come down to sort of attack Private Party, only for Nick Jackson to come down, and then somebody made a return. Who was it?
Dustin Rhodes.
Dustin Rhodes came back. He's still got a cast on his arm at the hands of Jake Hager, so I'm wondering if there's going to be a match there. But there was like a tease between Luchasaurus and Jack Hager earlier on as well, so that could happen as well. And that was kind of how it ended. They sort of fought them off, fending them off, and then we got to the main event, Darby Allin versus Moxley. I thought this show, it kind of didn't seem that packed. It's not like it normally does. Normally when I write, because I write it all out as I follow it, I put the points on a bit of paper. I normally get to about 3 pages with AEW. This time I've only got to about 1.5, so it didn't seem like there was so much on the show. But anyway, Darby Allin versus Moxley. Darby Allin come out in a body bag. He has done this before, hasn't he, with Cody? He put a body bag. Jon Moxley came through the crowd, bit of a brawl to start off.
He should have done it with Jericho.
Yeah, he should have, really, yeah. Darby Allin went through the ropes, suicide dive at Moxley, had a bit of a brawl outside, then they had the match. It was an okay match. I would say that it was slow at points, but in the end it was a solid match from Jon Moxley and Darby Allin. The body bag was used at one point during halfway through the match, but it was a wicked paradigm shift from the second or top rope, and it seems that Moxley's doing a thing where he pulls them up now and spikes them, and he spiked Darby Allin and got the win, and that was the end of AEW. So that win counts for Moxley, so he probably is going to move up to the third in the table maybe, because he was fourth and Darby Allin was fifth, so he might go up to third. I'm not too sure. I had to have a look at it. But yeah, that was AEW. Like I say, not a very packed show, to be honest. A really quick go through. next week there's more happening, I think, as well. I think this is just a transition week, and I've heard now that NXT actually beat AEW in the ratings this week for the first time in the run of AEW versus NXT, which is quite interesting. So yeah, if you like the video, then like, comment and subscribe. We'd really like the subscribers if you could, and we'll see you in the next video, which will be out later on today, which will be the Survivor Series predictions, Kai. So check that out. So I'll say goodbye, and say goodbye, Kai.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.